I really just had to come on here and make this video because I feel like it's something that is not talked about enough. And as somebody who quite literally screams in his car in YouTube videos 5 times a week, I tend to be a person who gets a lot of hate, right? People don't like that. People don't like to have somebody kind of like waking them up and getting them off their ass. A lot of people just get offended by it. So I want to kind of touch on the backings of hate and why, one, it is incredible if people hate on you, and two, specifically, like why people do hate you and why you might hate other people. Because when I was growing up, right, I was this insecure little kid. I didn't like the way that I looked. I remember just like looking in the mirror and just feeling really fucking shitty about myself because it wasn't, I didn't like the way that I looked, straight up. I didn't have any muscle. I had an excess layer of fat. And because of that, I just was not happy, right? I knew that I could I could be doing something better, and I wasn't. But there were all these kids in my school who, they might have looked way better than me, right? They had six packs, they barely worked out, it looked like they ate the same foods as me, but they just looked better than me. They looked so much better than me. And I remember just like genuinely not liking those kids and just being an asshole to these kids because they looked better than me, right? It pissed me off that they looked better than me. And it's the same thing growing up poor, man. It's just like, I would see all these people whose parents gave them all these nice things, whose parents maybe bought them a car for their 16th birthday, who they were just handed all of this. And it just made me deep down so upset and so just like, I just disliked them so strongly because they had something that I didn't, right? Because they had exactly what I fucking wanted. And because of that, I was a hater. I was an asshole. I was somebody who you wouldn't want to be around because I was jealous, right? I wanted these people to just like, I wanted to be like them, right? I wanted to be like the other kids who looked good. I wanted to be like the other kids who had money and whose parents spoiled them, but I wasn't. And it pissed me the fuck off that I wasn't. So bad. And I realized that the reason that I hated them was because I was below them. It was because they were greater than me in some area of life. They had something that I didn't. And that's what I've realized now as I've gotten older and as I've progressed out of that state, as I've like taken my own physical health in serious, as I've started a business, I've realized that all hate does come from below. All hate comes from jealousy, and all hate comes from somebody who wants to be in your shoes. So I want to paint this picture because this is something you're going to experience. Maybe you might be that person right now who is very hateful, right? Who feels jealous towards these people, who dislikes a lot of people because they have something that you want, right? What I need you to understand is that you're probably surrounding yourself right now with certain people who kind of align with who you are, right? Maybe some other people who aren't in great physical shape, other people that aren't very successful. You're aligning yourself with those people, right? When you transition out of that state and you finally take control of your health, you finally take control of your life, those people are not gonna fucking like you anymore. They're not. They're genuinely not. I've lost so many friends from when I first got into the gym and they thought it was they said, oh, it's your whole personality, like that's what you are. No, it's because you are jealous because you could not do the things that I do. All hate comes from below. The people that were hating on me for going to the gym, the people that were hating on me and saying, oh, like, why are you posting your body? Why are you doing X, Y, Z? Why are you confident? All this shit. It's because they were not confident. They were not. And what you need to understand is that if somebody is hating on you, somebody is jealous of you, it is because they're speaking from below, right? They are speaking from below you because, believe it or not, they would love to be in the position you're in. They would absolutely love it. And because they don't believe enough in themselves to get to that position, they have no choice but to bash you and no choice but to try and bring you down and pull you back down to their level because they do not believe that they can ascend to the level that you are at. It is plain and simple. The reason these people hate you and the reason that they're going to hate you is because you're above them. So if your circle right now, like you're surrounding yourself with people who are just fucking losers and you know it, like deep down you just know that they're not progressing in any area of their life. They're going to stay the same forever. I promise you, when you start to get physically fit, when you start to change your life, they're not going to want to be around you. They're not going to fucking like you. They're going to talk shit behind your back. This has happened to me in every stage of my life. When I first started social media, the amount of people that like good friends of mine that just talk shit on me and just bashed me for no fucking reason other than the fact that they were jealous. They were jealous that I had the confidence to come on here and talk like a normal person. They were jealous that I had the confidence to pursue my passion as opposed to just chasing something that I didn't want to do, right? Most people cannot do that. And sometimes when somebody else sees somebody doing that, they have no choice but to be upset. They have no choice but to be so physically hurt and damaged that you're doing better than them. And that's what I notice a lot, is that people's circles are typically made up of people that are very similar to them, right? Your closest friends are probably pretty fucking similar to you. Once you ascend out of that, they're not going to like you. They're going to hate on you. They're going to be jealous of you. And that brings me to the next point, which is hate is a fucking phenomenal thing. If nobody hates you, if nobody dislikes you, you're not successful. You're doing something wrong. Because I want you to look at the most successful people in the world, right? Elon Musk, like fucking Donald Trump. This is not political, by the way. But like you look at these people, right, who are very successful. How many people fucking can't stand them? How many people absolutely hate them? Pro fighters, pro athletes. They all have fucking haters. They all have people that talk shit on them. They're like, oh, this guy fucking sucks. You could never be as good as him, and that's why you don't like him. The people I see that talk shit on like professional basketball players, right? They're washed up high school players who never made it to the big leagues. And because of that, they're jealous that somebody that they don't think is that good is in the big leagues. But in reality, they know deep down that they could not be that person. They could not get to the level of that person. So therefore, they project that insecurity and project that hate. I get comments all the time from dudes in their 20s, 30s, 40s who are just like, yeah, bro, like, yeah, you don't know shit about life. Like, you don't know anything. I'm more successful than you. I look better than you. And that's not to brag, that's not to boast, but it's to know deep down that that hate is coming from below, and that hate is coming from a place of insecurity. And for those people, I genuinely feel sorry, because I wish they could understand, and I hope if people like that are watching this, I hope that you understand that the reason that you don't like me, the reason that you feel insecure deep down is because you do not want to do the things that I'm doing. You feel like you would love to be in that situation, but you just can't imagine yourself. And I want you to understand that this is not meant to bash anyone. This is not meant to bash you. It is meant to show you that you can progress out of that situation. You can ascend out of that situation, but you have to understand that what you're doing by hating on other people is projecting that insecurity onto somebody else. Everyone successful has haters, and if you do not have anyone hating you, you're doing something wrong. And then at that point, you might take a step back and realize that you're the one fucking hating, and that's why you're upset. That's why you do not feel good, right? Because you're constantly projecting the things that you want to be, the insecurities, you're projecting that onto somebody who already has them. Because they have what you want. Somebody out there has the life that you want, and deep down, you strongly dislike them because they have that life that you want. So don't just bash them, don't just hate them, because I promise you that's not going to get you anywhere, right? You hating a bodybuilder because you deep down want to look like them, it's not going to make you fucking look like them. You hating a millionaire because he has more money than you, it's not going to make you rich. Nothing is going to make you successful except your own actions and your own physical steps, right? A point that I make a lot, and something that I stress a lot to you guys, is that everything you want in life, you already have it. It's already been given to you. You just have to go fucking get it. You just have to go acquire those things, because anything in your life is truly, truly possible. If somebody would have told me when I was fucking 110 pounds that I would be competing in bodybuilding shows and I would be running a coaching business for a living, if I told somebody that, they would call me fucking insane, right? But I already knew that that was my path. I already knew that I could do those things. And so I took the steps to do them, and I became that person. Now, if I had stayed in that same situation and was just hating on everyone who was doing better than me, hating on people in my industry, then of course I would never progress, right? I used to hate guys who were making a shit ton of money coaching because I knew they sucked at, I knew they were terrible coaches, right? But they were better than me at marketing. They were better than me at sales. And because of that, even though I was a better coach than them, I wasn't as successful as them. And that pissed me off. And I started to hate them until I realized that I was hating them because they were more successful than me. I was only hating them because they were doing better than me. It's the same thing with guys who I'll look at and I'll be like, oh, their genetics are so good. And you probably do that on social media when you're scrolling all day. Oh, this guy's genetics are so good. He got so lucky. I wish that could be me. I really wish that was me. It's like, dude, you're projecting your hate and insecurities. You're projecting hate because you want to be this person so bad. So what you need to understand is that if you want to be successful, you want to be all of these things, those people that you can't stand because they already have them, if you sit there and you just fucking hate on them the whole time, you're never going to succeed. You're never going to do fucking anything because those people they don't care. The hate is coming from below and they know that, so they don't give a shit. That's not doing anything. All it's doing is continuing to cement in your mind that you are not able to be that person. So what I need you to understand is that you are able to be that person. You already have everything in life that you want to have, but you have to go get it, and you have to stop projecting the fact that you don't have it onto the people that are already successful. Because when you do that, you're literally just admitting to yourself and admitting to the world that you are not where you want to be, and you're never going to be capable of what you want to be. You guys need to understand that that is the only way around this, is to stop projecting your insecurities and start taking action on them. And I genuinely just want to sit here and thank you guys as well, just because This channel has honestly done a lot better than I thought it would. I just kind of went on here and started talking in my car as, like, I don't know, I thought it would motivate one person, and I get messages every single day of people saying it's helped them. So I genuinely really appreciate you guys, and I genuinely hope that these videos are helping, because no matter how many hate comments I get, no matter how many people don't like me, I know it all comes from below, and I'm going to keep fucking yapping in my car even if it pisses off the whole internet. So thank you guys for rocking with me. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one.